What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Frill Shocker, the 90s Joke here, with our Week 6 Indigo Team Builder, where it is a very important game for us. Also, if I yawn a lot and sound tired, it is because I actually am very tired. Excuse me. I just feel very exhausted, and I'm really ready to just go to sleep. And I've been meaning to record this video, but I've been in a very long call with my good buddies. Brandon, Flame Horizon, Cosmic Relay, and etc. in the Dark Devils Discord, which by the way, join the Discord today. It's a really fun place to be at. So I'm finally gonna get into the Steam Builder. Then I'm taking a very long nap slash going to bed. But ladies and gentlemen, this is arguably the worst matchup I have ever had to prep for in my entire career. You wanna know why? The first three or four Pokemon literally beat my entire team. And there's nothing, excuse me, that I can do about it. Absolutely nothing I can do about it. So, I have had to really think about my prep, really think about what I want to bring, and just overall have to decide what do I bring this game. Because if I lose this game, I have to win roughly three of my last four games. If I win this game, I only have to win two of my four games. So very, very, very important stuff is going to happen right here. But we are going against Chasm and his Chicago Chakaman? I don't remember his team name. I'm sorry. But here is his team. His team consists of Tapu Koko, Halucha, Greninja with Torrent only, Mega Garchomp, Ferrothorn, Rotom, Spook, Gothitelle, Articuno, Kricketune, Magmortar, and Lickitung. I don't think Lickitung comes at all in this matchup. I really don't think Magmortar barely comes at all. There's not really anything good. Excuse me. That Magmortar can really do in this game. Kricketune, I honestly will not see coming unless he really thinks that Webs is the option in this game. Where, in my opinion, I don't think Webs really do anything besides kind of just crippling Scarfers or anything like that. I think Articuno has a decent chance to show up potentially in this game because Articuno can kind of check a few things and it's actually not that bad against Zapdos and stuff like that. Gothitelle could be something I could see potentially brought as well because of trapping, but he doesn't need to be careful because there are certain mons he does probably not want to really trap 1v1 because he can't beat them 1v1. Even if he wants to do trick and everything like that, he still has to be very, very mindful and very careful of exactly what he wants to try to trick and trap on my side of the field. I'm also sorry if you hear any potential purring, that's just my cat Sneaky. He's just very much enjoying being with his dad. So looking at his six, I see him bringing. I expect the Rotom to come because of the fact that Dual Electric's not bad against me, and the fact that he's got a Levitator and something to switch into Steelix very well. It's also something that could be, excuse me, a good Will-O-Wisp user and also a low tier Defogger for his team. I think Ferroform comes because of potential hazard stacking on against my side of the field, which can be very, very annoying. Knowing the fact that I don't bring hazard removal, so I definitely expect that could potentially. Mega Garchomp is so very hard for my team to really beat 1v1 and very hard for my team to get around as well. So something very important to note there. Specs Greninja literally is going to be coming. If he's Live Orb Greninja, it's not as bad. It's still bad, but it's not as bad. But it's going to be a very nightmare. And Coco Lucha. Like, there's no way you don't bring Coco Lucha when they're basically like your first mon. It's like, generally Coco comes because Coco's relatively good. There's a decent chance we could potentially see no Coco, but I feel like Coco is just way too like I feel like if you don't bring Coco, you're gonna have to really kind of bring a very creative unburdened set for um Halucha and stuff like that. So I really had to think to myself exactly what set I think I needed this game. I had to really deep down think about exactly what I wanted to do and what I needed to do to win this game. So let's go ahead and break down the team that we are bringing this week. We are first bringing the debut of Epona, my Rapidash, holding that Shuckleberry with 96 HP, max attack, 8 speed, 152 in speed, holding the Play Rough with the Jolly Nature, holding the Play Rough, Will-O-Wisp, Flare Blitz, and Flame Charge. We are running kind of almost a mono attacking Flame Charge with Flare Blitz, just because of the fact that we can hit a lot of good things on his team pretty much hard with fire stab coverage. We are running player up because a flame charge into player up guarantee knocks out Greninja. Player up roughly can almost 2 a KO any form of Garchomp unless it's a max physically defensive set. We are packing the Will-O-Wisp to cripple that one as well. We are also packing the Flame Body to hopefully now have a 30% chance fire a burn on the Halucha. Which if we can burn Halucha becomes not a threat to me, which is very, very good. Even if we burn Garchomp's not a threat to me. I do need to be careful how I play my Rapidash because of the fact that there is decent chances we could lose it very early, but definitely something to keep in mind in having it around still because he has good support. We are packing the Shuckleberry so we can guarantee live one hit from Garchomp and then go for the burn on it. And if we happen to miss the first burn, it's not the worst thing in the world because we do get a second chance to get another burn. But if I land it the first time as the Earthquakes, I tank it relatively well, and then I just, in turn, could easily just sack this thing off as I go for a play rough, either to knock it out or to really weaken it down for some of my other mons to come in this week. Up next, we're bringing Voltage offensive Zapdos this week with Sharp Beak Static with Sub Roost, Thunderbolt, Hurricane. My dual stab honestly hits everything on his team for super effective to neutral damage. The only thing on his team that is very much just neutral or resist, excuse me, is just his electric types, which is pretty common. But with the Sharp Beak, we are doing about 30, if not 40 something percent to Coco with the Hurricane. So if Coco has no way of recovery in this matchup, Coco actually can't beat Zapdos 1v1 if I have a sub roost going on right there. This actually handles Rotom a bit more because we can roughly two-shot Rotom with Hurricane, where we don't roughly two-shot Hurricane with on Coco unless we get Chip on it. I am relying on Hurricane this week because it has been a move that has been very much blessing me a good amount of the point this season. And I know by saying this, I am going to miss, I am going to jinx myself and everything. But overall, I think it's just the most important thing to do because I needed to hit the things I really need hard. By the way, the opponent's spread is basically so we're faster than max speed Mega Chomp, which is very important right there. Same thing with Zapdos. We are running enough speed to be faster than Mega Chomp, so Mega Chomp is never a bit of a problem versus me. And I can be able to kind of handle Mega Chomp relatively decently well as well. So I just have to be careful when I click Roost. Because of the fact that when you Roost, you lose your flying typing. For that turn, you click Roost, and then basically if you're faster, something can hit you with an Earthquake, but if you're slower, you're good. But I think the Zapdos set really could help us out, and if we can really weaken down a few things, we can 1 to 2 AKO about every single thing we need to take out. Up next, I'm bringing back Special Slurpuff again this week. I honestly think Special Slurpuff is perfect this game, and we're kind of bringing the exact same set as last time, except we're bringing Dazzling Gleam this time, not Psychic. And we're bringing Flamethrower over Energy Ball. We are running a 108 HP, 68 in the defense, max special attack with a modest nature, 16 in the defense, but and 72 speed. Excuse me. Ugh, I had a sneeze right there. And sometimes when I sneeze, it kind of gets loud. So I have another one here in a second, but I'll just start talking. Basically, Slurpuff here can potentially win late game if we can get rid of Ferroporn. If we can weaken Ferroporn down where I can click Calm Mind, knock that thing out, fantastic. If we can get this into a position where this thing can also set up a Cotton Guard, this thing could win the game. Because if I Cotton Guard before anything else comes in and I can get at least one Calm Mind up, I can live any Specs hits from Greninja and basically be faster than every single thing on his team because this thing is specifically designed to outspeed everything on his team that is on Choice Scarf. There is no reason to run any specific EV creeping, as this thing can just run about the Zapdos spread, and I think it still basically outspeeds an Unburden set. And plus, he will personally make sure his Unburden outspeeds my Unburden in that type of situation. So, Slurpuff, I think, honestly can help us win this game if we can position Slurpuff correctly. If we can position Slurpuff correctly, Slurpuff puts in so much work for us, and it's not even funny. So I fully believe in Slurpuff this week. Up next, we're bringing back Magneto, Maestro Galarian, Slowking, running a bit of a physically offensive set. By physically offensive, I mean like physically defensive with special offense. 176 HP, 176 special attack with the modest bold nature with 120 in defense, 28 speed def with the Shuka Berry. Now, why am I running Shuka Berry over Culver Berry or something in between? Well, I think generally speaking, his number one answer to this thing is actually, excuse me, is Garchomp. Now, why do I say Garchomp when there's Greninja? Well, you see, Greninja can easily get 2 KO'd by Sludge Wave. Whereas Garchomp, however, Garchomp takes more hits and can be a little bit more annoying for my team. We are running Trick Room because we do have at least one other mod that can take advantage of the Trick Room this week as well. Just generally speaking, Galarian Slowking can kind of put in the light. We didn't pack a lot of physical defense in this one because there was not a lot of physical mons because we can just wall hits from Coco easily. And the only physical mons really are roughly Ferroform, but we have Fire Blast, which should be basically a guaranteed 2 KO on it, which guaranteed is very good. And then the only physical offensive mon that can hit us is Chomp, so I did want to put a lot of defense investment. We might live at least one Earthquake with our Shuckleberry gone if we get pretty much a mirror to full. And if we can be able to 2 KO that thing under Trick Room with Psychic, that'd be great. If we can get a Death Drop, it's also fantastic as well. Sludge Wave is there because it's generally strong stab, and then Fire Blast, like I said, for the Ferroform. So this is not really a win con. This is hopefully a defensive breaker to just set up Trick Room or to set up Trick Room and get out potentially. We are bringing Steelix, and Steelix I know is a very risky mon this week for a couple of reasons. One, it can just get walled and beat by Rotom. Two, it kind of just allows Greninja to come in and pick up a KO. It kind of just allows Ferrothorn to set up hazards and basically set up Leech Seeds. It's also pretty much relatively fodder for things like Halucha to set up and just kill and everything like that. I understand. But I think Steelix's job is to hopefully just be especially defensive Mon and then hopefully be able to chip down just ever so slightly a good amount of his team. So we are running Ice Fang, Body Press, Crunch, Earthquake. Body Press in theory should be able to guarantee knockout Greninja. Body Press does not guarantee 2 hit KO any form of Ferrothorn unless he's mixed defensive. Then he's in about average chance to 2 hit KO. Ice Fang is there for the potential Garchomp switch and is also a really good solid answer to things unlike Halucha as well. And generally, Earthquake Stab is very strong. We are also running, I think that was Halucha. We're running pretty much a max set, which I don't really like to run as much. But in this type of situation, I think the max set is very important in case he is potentially mixed Chomp, which I would totally see him potentially running mixed Chomp over full special Chomp or full physical Chomp. Because honestly, people sleep on the fact of mixed Chomp, and I could totally see him running potentially something like a mixed Chomp with Earthquake, potentially Scale Shot, and then Fire Blast or something like that. So it's something very important to know right there. And a mon that could potentially win us this game by himself if we get the right amount of chip we need and if everything can fall into place. Dracovish can potentially win us this game. 100% no jokes. Vicious Rend is very strong stab. It basically picks up a KO. Ice Fang, very, very strong, boosted on Strong Jaw, and actually could potentially pick up a KO or two, or do some supporting. Leech Life. Leech Life is very good in case we want to get some recovery off on this thing as well. And I am packing Psychic Fangs. Now, you may ask yourself, why am I packing Psychic Fangs over something like Crunch or something? Like I said, Vicious Rend hits more of what I really want to hit. And two, with Psychic Fangs, I could still break through screens and hit Rotom for strong damage. And it's also a good reliable move to hit against Hawlucha over Renz. Now you might ask yourself, wait, what's wrong with Renz? Renz only gets a big push in power when it's faster. So what I thought to myself was, okay, Renz gets boosted by the fact that it's water and it's strong drop boosted. But it technically doesn't really help me anymore in that type of situation. So I felt like I'm going to have Psychic Fangs because if few things are chipped and weakened, Psychic Fangs can be something I can safely lock into and knock out stuff and then knock out things like Hawlucha as well. Especially if Hawlucha's already been chipped, which is very important right there. But other than that, we can pretty much click Vicious Rend. We guarantee to 1-hit KO, if not 2-hit KO. Pretty much everything on his team. The only thing on his team that can switch into Dracovish is if it's a max defensive Ferroform, which again, if it's mixed defensive, it's almost a 2-hit KO, but I do need to be careful if it's Rocky Helmet Erupt Iron Barbs, because that could potentially be a set, but I can honestly see something like a Chople Berry set or an Oko Berry set, potentially. Um, the reason why we're not bringing Urshifu this game, Urshifu, in my honest opinion, as much as it is very, very good this game, there's so many things that can counter Urshifu this game. Like, Webs can cripple a Scarf and then only make this thing faster than make a Chomp, and then lose to, like, say, Coco and Lucha by itself. I just felt like the ways of just not finding the right item for Urshifu this game was also going to be a bit of a problem. So I generally just did not really looked at this match. I mean, Urshifu's matchup, I'm not gonna lie, is very relatively good this game. But I think in a way, he's gonna probably over prep for Urshifu. And if I can make him over prep for Urshifu and make him bring something like a Chople Berry on Ferroform, that would actually make my team have such an easier matchup. Because if I can then get about if he's Choppleberry and I can get about 20 to 25, if not 30% off on Ferroform, I guarantee 2 a KO with Vicious Rends, and I can basically claim a KO. And only have to worry about taking two, roughly 5 to 10, if not 10% chip of Iron Barbs, instead of taking a 10% from Iron Barbs and then roughly a 10 to 15% from Rocky Helmet, which would be really, really good as well. So basically, we are also. Oh, I haven't gotten into the investments, which I apologize. We're running max attack adamant, 136 in the speed. The speed basically makes sure I'm faster than every single on this team that's not Choice Scarf, which is going to be also very important to note as well. We are running the rest into bulk to give us a very bulky and healthy Mr. Vish himself. So that is the team, guys. If we can win this game, I will prove to myself that I can beat an impossible matchup. I did it once, but I got a little luck. I think it was a max roll or something like that. But this is where, again, I think is my hardest matchup I've ever had to face. And if I can win this, I think I can prove to a lot of people that I've got what it takes to kind of beat the odds and beat an impossible matchup. Which, and it's something I need to prove too, that I can handle myself against a team that pretty much destroys me on paper. So that's gonna be the team, guys. If you like, you haven't already, subscribe to join the First Soccer Crew today because you feel the game crew. And we will see you guys for when APA Week 6 goes up. It's gonna be a nerve wracker, but I'm ready. I don't have the full confidence, but I know I can do this if I believe hard enough and if I can really put my mind to it. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.